Hey guys, good morning and welcome to my channel. I'm Rayto. We just arrived Wednesday night in Damascus, Virginia and staying in a rental cabin on the Virginia Creeper Trail. We have the Creeper Trail literally running through our front yard and the South Fork Holston River, which is great for whitewater rafting and fly fishing, running through our backyard. Apologies for that background noise. That is the river. Guys, I am totally stoked for my first ultra and the adrenaline is literally pumping through the roof on my 10-hour drive from Connecticut to Virginia. There is no need for coffee. Before I toe the starting line tomorrow at 5 a.m., I wanted to share my goals and strategies for the Yeti 100 with you. Last fall, I identified potential races for 2020 and the Yeti 100 was at the top of my list. My strategy was to run the damn Yeti 50 miler in June and the Yeti 100 in September. Unfortunately, as was the case with most races, the damn Yeti 50 miler in June was canceled because of COVID-19. My Yeti 100 goal was still intact. However, my strategy of first running a 50 miler before going for the big one was out the window. My recovery from my plantar fasciitis injury was going well. I'll put the link to that video up top. I ran about 1,800 miles over the past 12 months, starting from zero last August to a peak of about 55 miles in the last week of this past August. Although I'm a low mileage runner, my long runs over the past 6 months range from 20 to 25 miles, usually on Sundays. Although I would prefer to be around 65 miles per week, I feel really good about my training. My strategy was to run 2 dress rehearsals of about 25 miles 3 weeks before my Yeti 100 and then taper. My first dress rehearsal went well with 23 miles, but the second one didn't go as well. About 15 miles into my run, I felt discomfort in my right foot. And because I've had a history of stress reactions in my toes, I called it a day at 15 miles. I'll put the link to that video up top. Because of my concern about another potential stress reaction and wanting to play it conservative, my taper was reduced to letting my foot heal. I'm excited to share my goals. For me, running my first ultramarathon wasn't so much about distance or time or earning a beautiful belt buckle. It was about setting a goal, developing a plan, and going through the process to learn about myself and what is possible. I won't be able to answer that last question for myself until after the Yeti 100. My ultimate goal is to finish the Yeti 100 to prove to myself that anything is possible. Hey guys, if I can do this, you can do this, we can all do this together. If I can succeed, I can reflect on any lessons learned and dream about my next goal. Learning about myself and what is possible never stops. I feel we become better runners and better people by learning and experimenting. If on the other hand I fail, I'll figure out why, what didn't work, learn from it, and continue to improve and try again. Okay, you say, we get it. But you want to know if I have any quantifiable goals? I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Jason Green, the race director for the Yeti 100, brought back the OG sub 24-hour belt buckle for this year. Holy cow. It's absolutely beautiful. There was one catch. We had to call shots back in June. Whoops. If I called it and I didn't break 24 hours, I would go home empty-handed. No belt buckle. For those who didn't call it and finished under the 30-hour cutoff, they would get the finisher's belt buckle. It was all or nothing, and I was all in. Now let's talk about my strategies for the Yeti 100. The 100-mile course starts with a 28-mile loop from Damascus up to Green Cove and back. 14 miles up, about a 3% grade, and then the same 14 miles back down, a 3% decline. The key for me will be to go easy, uphill, and easy downhill, so I'm still fresh at 28 miles. Then we head in the opposite direction from Damascus. We'll pass Alvarado, turn around, and come back for 4 loops of each 18 mile. That should add up to the 100 miles. The Yeti 100 is a rail to trail event and very runnable. There's one little potential problem. It doesn't look like the weather's gonna cooperate. Weather forecasts are calling for steady rain from the 5 a.m. start throughout the day, with thunderstorms late in the afternoon and evening. Oh, what fun. Temperatures are gonna be in the mid to high 50s. I don't mind the rain, and I don't mind the cold. However, the combination of rain and cold, for me, can lead to hypothermia. I plan to change shoes, socks, and clothes often. My drop bag will be located in Damascus, and I will have 4 opportunities to change. To summarize, my strategy will be to run and walk the first 28 miles easy, complete the long hilly loop, and still be fresh. Then it's 4 more shorter flat loops. I'll be running from aid station to aid station and ensuring I hydrate and fuel so I don't develop a deficit. At the end of each 18-mile loop, I'll have access to my drop bag, and just a change in shoes and clothes should be a mental pick-me-up and get me ready to go out for the next loop. I'd like to be past the halfway point before darkness and still feeling reasonably fresh. For me to be on track for my sub 24-hour goal, I should be past the 60-mile point before the sun sets. Finally, let's talk about the unknowns. I've never run past 25 miles, so there will be new territory for me to experience and test both my physical and mental capabilities. With the forecast rain, running in wet shoes and socks may create issues for my feet. I think the bigger challenge for me will be the mental aspects. What I've learned from our great running community is there will be mental highs and lows. I'd like to give a shout out to Ultra Trail Steven, fellow YouTuber, who told me, lows are generally followed by highs, just dig. I'll be taking Steven's advice, stay positive and dig deep during his mental lows. As I've said in my dress rehearsal video, the hay's in the barn, the work is done, I feel good about where I am. Let's go do this and let's have some fun, and I'll talk to you after the race.